day's barely begun, but this one might best me. Can't yet see the sun and it's starting to test me. Under covers, head on feathers, dreaming of a gun, pondering peace with my mind in pieces, craving release from the weight on my shoulders since learning the things no teachers have told us. And it's a red line warning that these dreadline mornings are getting more frequent. The last time my week went without one was back in the day. But this morning I'm back in the grey, but when asked you okay, I'll say, fine thanks, how are you? Because I don't want to shower you in my shit, and let's face it, it's easier that way. Most people can't handle my truth, it's either dismissed or they're hitting the roof, but you say there's a drug that can fix this. You declare what I've got is a sickness. I'm not chemically balanced, my brain needs rewiring, some neurons are firing that shouldn't be firing, I'm broken, depressed, yeah, I'm mentally ill. All of those things can be cured with a pill. You say that depression's a mental disease. Damn fucking right, I've got mental dis-ease. Do you honestly think that I should be at ease? Oh please, look around you. The world that surrounds you is waiting to drown you, and if you look hard, what you see there might hound you, though most folks aren't looking, not even glancing. Their blinkered attention is strictly on dancing. But still, you and your kind. You claim I can find what I lack in a blister pack. So let's take a brief second to list all the facts, although, on second thoughts, why bother? You and the facts don't get along. I know they're not friendly, but come on, grow up. They've been warning for years about the greenhouse effect, and no one quite knows how much change to expect, but the more you reflect, the more it's quite clear that there'll be no action this year or the next, and yet I'm expected to simply chillax and ignore what's in store as the ice caps collapse. Yet we know what's in store. Melting ice reveals more of that cold ocean floor, so we're drilling for more of that precious black gold, and who cares if the world is a little less cold, because it isn't black gold, it's black blood. And it flows through the arteries and veins of our arctics and trains, and it's all that sustains all you see. But not much remains, so... As a kid, my addiction was blood and gore fiction, but these days it seems like the horror's non-fiction can't be dismissed by just turning the page, and I've got no conviction the good guys will win, though when one righteous deed is another man's sin, tell me, what does a victory look like? And when drones kill civilians in far-off lands, are we heroes or villains with blood on our hands? Some days I think, fuck it. I'll burn down my time on a drink and drugs binge, spend my last days with the highest class minge, snorting cocaine from the navels of ladies who are able to suck out my brain through my... You get the idea. Because I'm sick of the fear. Sick of the experts who've got no idea. Sick of ignoring a truth that's so clear. Sick of the media selling the lies, and sick of the absence of light in our eyes. I'm sick of not knowing quite what I should do. And last but not least, I am so sick of you. Because you have the temerity to suggest to me that my occasional depression's an expression of something wrong with me? Fuck you. Don't you fucking dare pathologise me just because I've got eyes that see and ears that listen, and your dangerous bullshit so polished it glistens. So you want to talk pathology? Let's take a look at yours. It's pretty fucking crystal. You can't have simply missed all the signs. You're so blind with ideality, you struggle with reality. Your truth is an illusion. Your facts are a delusion. So the final cold conclusion of this simple diagnosis is you suffer from psychosis, a form of severe mental disorder where the individual's contact with reality is highly distorted. I offer you that little quote to help explain why I don't vote. So yeah, I do get down from time to time, but in this town of dying wealth, that's a sign of mental health. So if you want to cheer me up, come round, I'll put the kettle on. And though I doubt we'll settle on an answer to our problems, at least we'll have a cup of tea and a chat. And right now that's good enough for me. Because I don't need no serotonin fix. I just need to know I'm not alone in this. Thank you. So that was my most cheerful poem of the set. All down here from here on out. So most of my poems tend to swing between apocalyptic doom and knob gags. So I'm trying to give you a flavour, well not literally a flavour, sorry, of both of those tonight. This next one is a brand new one, and it's kind of closer to that second end of the spectrum. It was one of those days when my little men go flamenco, bouncing round my crackers like the rice grains in maracas. Feeling frisky but facing frustration, pacing my flat like a cat pre-castration. It was all I could do not to scent mark. Again. When idle phone investigation revealed an unexpected excavation. See, I could have sworn I'd deleted her number to stop me repeating that blunder, but no, there it was, daring. And the angel on my shoulder, glaring, said, "Told ya." So I flicked it off, started clicking off a message. Old school phone. "Hey, how are you?" Subtext, "I don't want to be alone." I'd had 1 or 2 drinks, so with 1 or 2 chinks in my willpower's fortress, thoughts of a short dress meant bricks became bales, and when she blows, it's a gale, and that thing that she does with her tongue on my toes, she's always been a weakness, and yet when I'm with her, I wish that she'd speak less. I'm not certain I like her, and yet I'm addicted. See, each time I've called her, I didn't do it. My dick did. She's heroin, nicotine, crack. Oh God, her crack. And the curve of her hips, they're bad for my heart, like salt on my chips, my blood's off the chart. She's Haribo, Tangfastics. Because I always crave another go of those bedroom gymnastics, but once my bag's empty, the sugar goes, replaced by sugar loaves and that sour taste. Scattered clothes gathered in haste, and the crinkly packet in my pocket is as empty as our conversation. Shit, better go. 15 minutes to get to the station. And I could get a later train, but I won't. So there I was, caught between do and don't, self-hatred and self-love, thinking this time will be the last time. But that's what I said the last time. But it's easy to say when you're satisfied. It's not that I lied then, it's just hard to stick by when resistance is depleted by rose-tinted distance. I reread the text, from the start to the end. Fingers caressed, almost pressed send. But these bitter repeats kind of smell like defeat, so delete. Now you might think that's the end, but the very next weekend, my devil pipes up again. Hey, don't forget. You're still Facebook friends. Thank you. Thank you very much. I just want to say how much I'm loving being here, and thank you for letting me come and do what I love doing, and come in and watch me. It's fantastic. While I've got the power, I'd like to say, can we give a big hand to Joe Selby, who was awesome for this. Okay, so this next one is another new one, and it's a slight departure for me. It's kind of a long poem, but it's kind of more of a short story. So see how it goes. I've got my first lines written on here. My backpack rests against my leg. My back rests against a sign reading "Danger, High Voltage." The warning sign's bolted to the steel legs of a skeletal sentinel where, high above, high voltage wires hang from ceramic fingers. The wires buzz and tick like backflipped clockwork beetles, winding down frantic. I press and caress the metal bones, the bolts, the struts, and feel the pulse of a trillion transactions, the vital signs of supply lines distilled to the faintest of shivers. Shimmering below my hillside podium, the city burns. Heat haze flicker turns lamps into sodium cinders. This civilized firelight smears the sky, smothering the dark with an orange bruise. I check my watch and hear my heartbeat, like the bass beat from a distant festival tent, because she's meant to be here by now. Should have got here first, in fact. But I can count the ways the plan lacked strength, so thoughts of consequence and repercussions fuel those pumping, pumping, pumping percussions. I check my watch. A minute's passed. I choke a laugh, then hold my breath in hope as, hidden at times behind the hedge line below, a faint beam bounces down the country lane like a photon down fibre optic. I know only one person with balance so borderline, so I manage to breathe as she leaves the road, pushes a bike up the hill. The quiet sound of 2 wheels ticking joins the crickets and the power line chorus as she approaches, bike light halo hiding her from sight. I shield my eyes and stride down to meet her, greet her with a clumsy, handlebar-hindered hug. "Sorry I'm late," she says. Queue in Tesco's. Couldn't do this without something to drink. She gives her rucksack a shake, it goes clink, glass on glass and metal. We discard her bike beside mine and sit side by side, our common ground found in the subtle press of shoulders. She unzips her bag, reaches in past a selection of tools for breaching defences, metaphorical monkey wrenches laced with traces of nitrogen compounds. She pulls out 2 beers, 2 caps hiss, eye contact, cheers, clink, kiss. We talk between sips as time ticks away, releasing our battle-zone buzz by recounting confessional commentaries of journeys behind the clock face, into the secret spaces to find the unseen strings that let our marionette machine keep dancing. I check my watch. Almost time. Seconds now, not minutes to go. Her fingers push between mine and grip like they'll never let go. Neither breathing, we take in the city below. 5, 4, 3. This year's must-see reality TV show draws to an end. A circus parade with 10 weeks of foreplay, no thought for the fallen, discarded, the chaff, because here comes the climax. It's widescreen, it's IMAX. It fades into black, leaving the watchers facing their lack, the void that's remaining, all falling back on Pavlovian training. Click, 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 a flood of switches flicked, and more, a swarm. An ad break, kettles on, teas made, kilowatts cascade. Our habits, en masse, so predictable. So in a system like ours with so little slack, something as simple as craving a beverage opens a crack, offers some leverage. 3, 2, 1. From our vantage point, we don't hear the concussion as 6 transformers are forcibly turned into scrap. 6 junctions removed from the map of a grid that's already locked. The flow diverted, current converted to electron shockwave, a ripple pattern. Relay after relay dropping the baton, overload jumping from node onto node, circuit breakers breaking. We watch in silence as the beast below us blinks. Whole sections of city instantly turning to ink, possibly permanent, till the last patchwork piece sinks into darkness. To be honest, I didn't really think it would work. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, we fucking did it, I say. She punches me on the arm, then stands and starts to dance, whirling and jumping like she's flipped her lid, like a Tartrazine kid. I join in and scream victory to the sky, how could I not? Terrified yet utterly alive, my body's a boiling pot and I've got to do something with it. Somehow, amongst all this, we end up hugging. Pretty soon we're shrugging off our clothes and they become rugs. Our bodies exposed become drugs. A beer bottle tips and glugs foam onto grass. You can class that as a simile, if you like. When we're done, we lie wrapped up in the other and gaze up at the stars. Oh man, stars. Infinity's black fabric spreads above us, pinpricked by platinum shivers. I wonder if they see this in the city now, or if they're still running around, looking down. It's cold, so we start dressing, gather our things, then start pushing our bikes down the hill. Before we get very far, we see blue lights, bright, electric, cycling up out of the darkness towards us. I take a hand and squeeze it. It was worth it, I say. And together, we descend into the storm we created. Thank you.
Yeah.
Dramatic, but yeah. Yeah.
Can we just try that again? You guys need practice. Sorry, it's my conducting, I know, it wasn't your fault. Okay, so this is my last one. And if you remember my first one, this one's about as far from the first one as it's possible to get. People say poetry is about truth. It's about telling the truth. But when people tell me this poem was inspired by someone else, no one ever believes me. So yeah, this is my last one, so I really hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you on the other side of this one. I met this girl once. She was way cool. When I thought about her naked, I started to drool. I met this girl once. She was way cool. When I thought about her naked, I started to drool. And then we went back, partied at hers. She did a little striptease and took off her furs. And then we went back, partied at hers. She did a little striptease and took off her furs. And then she whispered right in my ear, "Just do as I say, you've got nothing to fear." And then she whispered right in my ear, "Just do as I say, you've got nothing to fear." And then she pushed me back on the bed. But what she did next messed with more than just my head. And then she pushed me back on the bed. And what she did next messed with more than just my head. She put her finger right up my bum. Now, I wasn't prude, but that was not my kind of fun. She put her finger right up my bum. Now, I wasn't a prude, but that was not my kind of fun. And I said, "Stop, please, cease and desist. I'm concerned about your fingers, but I'm scared of your wrist." And I said, "Stop, please, cease and desist. I'm concerned about your fingers, but I'm scared of your wrist." And she said, "Chill, man. Fucking relax. If you're stressed, you won't enjoy it, and you'll probably prolapse." And she said, "Chill, man. Fucking relax. If you're stressed, you won't enjoy it, and you'll probably prolapse." And no, those cold words just didn't help. When she shoved another finger in, I started to yelp, and no, those cold words just didn't help. And she shoved another finger in, I started to yelp, and then she gave me all that she'd got. But something magic happened, because she'd hit the right spot. So then she gave me all that she'd got. But something magic happened, so she'd hit the right spot. So I said, no. So then I drifted off into space. So still a bit conflicted, there was bliss on my face. So then I drifted off into space. But still a bit conflicted, there was bliss on my face. So I said, fuck me, why'd I resist? I'm not satisfied with fingers, now I want your whole fist. Why'd I resist? I'm not satisfied with fingers, now I want your whole fist. So then those fireworks started to bang. There was semen on the ceiling, to this day it still hangs. Fireworks started to bang. There was semen on the ceiling, to this day it still hangs. I met this girl once at the Art House Cafe. And I learned, just because you like bum fun, that doesn't mean you're gay. I met this girl once at the Art House Cafe, and I learned, just because you like bum fun, that doesn't mean you're gay. I met this girl once. Thank you very, very much.